Yes, okay. Good morning. Welcome to the Foundation on the Human Anatomy and Physiology. Okay, so, it's too long. It's too long. I'm getting old. That's why. Okay, so my name is Michelle. For those I haven't seen, welcome to the certification. And for those I have seen before, very welcome back. We used to run these workshops before for yoga anatomy, and this is our first course for the actual certification. It's actually making up of a couple of different modules. I tend to call it modules, but you can take it individually as individual certification. The one that you're currently taking is the foundation, which means it's the prerequisites. Yeah, the actual prerequisites required if you want to further your education down there. Whereas the others, once you've taken this foundation, the others you do not need to take in sequence, and you do not need to take each of them. Yeah, so each of them is already a certification. We just focus on different things. Now the course that we're running today is a little bit different from the rest of the consecutive courses. So this course in particular is the in-person one, and it will be the only one that I'll conduct in person. Any consecutive course for the foundation will be run as a DVD only, which means that they will only be watching the video of the PowerPoint. They have the manual like you have, but I'm not there. I won't be there. Okay? Yes. Okay. So you guys are lucky, which means that if you have questions, it will be more interactive, and you can talk to one another, ask questions, etc. And so for the first 3 days, it will be the materials that will be covered in the manual, as well as the PowerPoints. The last day, which is the 4th day, I call this the refresher day. The refresher day, even the online people or the DVD people will have, is when I come. So that's the last day, and is mainly interaction and practical stuff. So that's all the fun stuff will be on the last day. But because we're talking about physiology, not anatomy, physiology has a lot of facts, has a lot of, I don't call it theory, but a lot of information to take in. That's why you have the chair with you and the table with you, which is a little bit odd in a yoga class setting. And these people are taking an easy way out by leaning against the wall. So what I'll do is that in the middle of the class, you switch. Okay, and switch that way. All right, so I'm joking. So we have quite a lot of information to take in. That's why you have like a manual. I've never done a manual in my life. It takes me a whole week just to do the materials there, and Autu is very good. Autu take a whole 24 hours before she collapsed. She just put everything into the manual. So the manual has all the information there already. Because we're doing a little bit of the recording, don't worry, it's only recording the screen. So you do not need your makeup, your hairdo, and all that, because you're not filmed. And I'm not filmed either, so I look like, okay, whatever. All right, so the only thing that they're interested in is the DVD and my voice, okay, which they'll do the editing afterwards, so I can crab on, okay. So, but because of that, I would. The format is a little bit different from the regular workshops that we run. We would do the theory or the materials in the PowerPoint first for each of the sections we do. Then I'll give you time for the Q&A, like the question and answer session. And the Q&A will be more interactive and will be easygoing. Any questions can be asked. It will not be recorded. So don't worry, okay? And the people on the online will not know you ask anything. So don't worry. And if you do not ask questions, I will ask you questions instead. The reason why I ask you questions is like a summary of the stuff. So if you can answer me, you already know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and it is the privilege of the in-person course, because you have me. And this is a certification course. A certification course means what? You need to go for assessments, exams, okay? Which I never believe in. So, because you're the in-persons, I'll be asking you the questions at the end of each session, like the Q&A session. That's already the questions that you'll be asked. You'll be like getting in pairs and get your answers. And those questions, if you get the answers, you know what I'm talking about already. You get through already. So, which means that don't panic even if I said, Ivan, what is the blah, 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 blah? It's like, shit, I have no idea what I'm talking about. So you quickly ask C, hey, C, what is that? Hey, check your page 2, okay? So if we like this for the in-persons, so most people will get through for the assessments, don't worry. Whereas for the online course that people will be taking later, for this foundation course, it will be a theory exam, where there will be Q&A. So they're more stressed out that way. Whereas in here, we're more like interactive. So you guys are very lucky, okay? All right, are we okay with that session, the settings? Yeah, we good? Okay. Now, everything is in your manual. I do have one page we had a typo, but I still cannot find it yet. So when I get there, I will okay, I'll get you to just cross that one. The reason why we have the typo is because I'm thinking and typing at the same time. So I tend to write scraps in the PowerPoint as I go along with the presentation. And I realized when I was checking it the day before I come here that I forgot to delete one of the memos. You might see one of those scraps that I was talking about. Don't worry, there will not be no square words there. No square words. All right, so this is the course in here, and the okay. So very welcome. As I said before, it will be the first certification that we're having. Following that, we will have a couple of other certification courses related to physiology and anatomy. So the next one that we're going to have will be like okay, I think I talked too much. Okay, so yeah, the other one that will be coming in through will be the essential yoga anatomy, the therapy for postural issues, and the injuries and pathologies. Okay, so the anatomy, essential anatomy, is talking about body parts, body joints. So all the joints in your body will be mentioned and applied to yoga asanas, okay, application stuff. And then the postural conditions are related with it. So some people have attended my workshops before, but then not all the materials are covered. So for example, people have attended scoliosis, so the scoliosis will be in there, okay. It'll be more in-depth because it's a certification course, okay. So you are required to make your own assessments during the course, yeah? And how we're going to use different exercise and different approaches into improving the conditions, etc. Whereas the injuries and pathologies are the actual injuries and pathologies. For example, sciatica, bulging disc, a hip replacement, a knee replacements, okay? Common conditions like wrist fracture, okay? So conditions like this, what we're going to do with it, what exercise, what about yoga, what about other types of activities that we can help with these people, or what happens if people have a hip replacement come to my class, what should I do, what are the things I have to worry about, or things I have to look out for so that that person doesn't have another trauma in my class. So things like that will be covered in injuries and pathology. So if you're interested, please check onto the iSpirit website, and then you will find all the information there. I think I have it all planned out until early next year. So the next one coming is the Yoga Essentials, and is coming in November, yeah? Okay, so enough advertising. So we're talking about all the information now.